stream link on my blog, and then we're gonna get started. I have a really quick video today, but I'm trying to challenge myself to go live more often. So even though I only have like 20-30 minutes, I still want to get a video out and post it on my channel. So let me share my link. I have a really good topic today, and I think that it will help people stick with their goals because I have something like a cheat code to help you get to your desired outcome faster, and it's not what you think. So let me share my live stream on my blog. What's up? How's everybody doing? I'm going to wait for a few people to join in on my YouTube channel, and then we're going to get started. All right. Okay. All right. If you're new here, my name is Renee. I'm a life and health coach. I'm an artist. My YouTube channel and my TikTok is all about wellness and personal development, personal growth topics. So if you enjoy this live stream, definitely make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any future ones, okay? The topic of today's live stream and the title that I'm making it on my channel is You Don't Need to Hate Yourself to Change Your Life. And the reason that I'm titling this live stream that today is because I feel like it's become so normalized to basically hate yourself and have a low self-esteem. I feel like we're at the point where if you are actually confident, if you don't hate yourself, if you don't share the common insecurities that other people do, then you actually stand out because it's a lot more normalized, it's a lot more widely accepted to not like yourself. And I feel like we don't want to live that way. That's not cool. So let's talk about how we can get ourselves out of that mode because I think a lot of us are living that way without even realizing. Okay? So if you enjoy this live stream, leave me a like on the TikTok, tap the screen, give me hearts. And if you're watching this on YouTube, put your, hey, thanks for joining today's live. Make sure you like this live stream if you're enjoying it. Hey, good morning. What's up, guys? What's up? Thanks for joining. Hey, we're talking about why you don't need to hate yourself to change your life because self-hatred is so normalized, and I feel like a lot of things in society are pushing us toward hating ourselves, right? Because a lot of times, why? They want to sell you something to improve upon, and also just it's more common to be down on yourself. It's more accepted. And unfortunately, sometimes if you don't feel that way, if you don't share in those insecurities, maybe you stand out and you become a little bit ostracized even. I'm going to talk about some really specific examples of how that happens and how it plays out. But today's topic, you don't need to hate yourself to change your life, okay? That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about getting rid of this theme of self-hatred, okay? So that you can accomplish your goals, okay, for your desired outcome. Leave me a like on this live stream if you are enjoying it, and make sure that you share it with other people if you end up finding this video helpful. Most importantly, because this channel is all about personal development, wellness. Okay, love the smile. Thanks for joining in. Okay, so I think a lot of women secretly believe they need to dislike themselves in order to improve themselves. And I'm going to share exactly why. Okay? Think about it like this. When you have a goal, what is your motivation? Because from what I've seen, a lot of times our motivation is kind of a form of self-punishment. Like we get hard on ourselves and we are in this negative space and we use our fears and our negative thoughts to motivate us, if that makes sense. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for liking this live stream. I appreciate it. If you're watching this on TikTok and you like this live, leave me hearts so that it gets shared to more people. I'm trying to be more consistent with my live streams so that my pages can grow. So I really appreciate any engagement, okay? But I think that this form of self-punishment and being hard on yourself is oftentimes the thing that's motivating us. And why I want to talk about it today is because there is another reality that exists where you can be motivated by positive things. And actually, what if I told you that you would accomplish your goals faster if you had some kind of positive association with your goal rather than attaining your goal from a place of self punishment? So, for example, if you're wanting to get in shape, if you're wanting to lose weight and your main motivation is that you basically hate what you see in the mirror, you're operating from a place of shame, that's definitely one way to go about it, right? That's actually a really common way to go about it. We go about making these changes in our life because on some level we are dissatisfied, right? We are desiring a change. But what if I told you that hating yourself does not get you closer to your goals? It doesn't. That's a choice. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this concept of being addicted to suffering, but when I started learning about that, it really changed my life. Okay, Salam from Dagestan. Hey, thanks for joining in. It's so cool that people can join from all around the world. That's so awesome. Let me know where you're watching from and if this topic speaks to you, because it's something that I have to constantly remind myself like, oh, I don't have to be this way. I can change my attitude. And whether you are operating from a place of shame and being down on yourself, being insecure, or you're working toward a positive vision, and not hating yourself, either way, your outcome is unaffected. You can work toward your goals and not hate yourself to get there. It doesn't get you there any faster. Sometimes we are using self punishment as our fuel, and we can change what is energizing us, what is motivating us, so that we can have a better mood, a better life experience. Okay, we can experience well being. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hey, happy birthday. Good morning here from South Carolina. Thanks for joining in. This is a personal development and wellness page. So if you like this kind of content, definitely subscribe. Thanks for joining in on TikTok. Do I like the name? Yeah, those are nice names. I think out of all of those names, I like Hudson. I think Hudson's a really cute name. Thanks for joining in. I'm reading all your comments as I go. Let me know any thoughts you have on today's conversation. I have about 30 minutes here with you guys, so I'm going to try to get to everyone and get through this topic. If you had 1 minute to talk to your younger self, what advice would you give? I would tell my younger self to chill out, like just to chill, because I have been in states of mind where I was just very hard on myself, and I feel like it's unnecessary. And that's why I'm trying to get this message out about, you know, releasing yourself from this stronghold of shame and self-hatred, self-pity especially, okay? Because it's all just misdirected energy, and you can put that somewhere else that's more productive and in another place that will better your mood, okay? Thanks for saying hi. Hey from Russia, that's what's up. Thanks for joining in. Okay? All right. So, you don't need to hate yourself to change your life. A lot of women secretly believe they need to dislike themselves in order to improve themselves. Just use this example of wanting to attain your fitness goals, wanting to attain your health goals. You have two options. You can want to attain this goal from a place of hating yourself, hating what you see in the mirror. Every day you're like, damn, I don't like how I look, and you're using that as your source of energy and you're operating from that place. But what's going to happen? You're not going to feel happy on your way toward working on this goal, because a lot of our goals are long term. So if you think about it, your attitude really matters, and your attitude is what's going to give you the staying power to like literally commit to the outcome, right? A lot of our goals are long term. Fitness and weight loss is just one example. So you can operate from a place of shame and hating yourself, or you can operate from a place of accepting where you are without emotion I know that detachment is a very popular topic in personal development, but it's so true. Like, you can accept where you are without attaching an emotion to it, without saying this is good or bad, and work on your goal simultaneously. You don't necessarily have to operate from a place of shame, okay? And actually, if you're operating from this place of shame, if you're operating from a place of self hatred in attainment of any goal, there is a strong likelihood that you might not be committed in the long term, because who the hell wants to feel bad about themselves 24/7? Who wants to live that way? You're going to associate your goal with something negative. You're going to associate your goal with, you know, a low self esteem, negativity, when you could be attaching a positive association with your goal. So instead of being motivated by self hatred, right? Shame, wanting to change yourself is okay, but operating from this place of not liking yourself is not going to last. You're not going to last when it comes to these long term, very fulfilling goals when you get on the other side. A better alternative is attaching a positive association to your goal. So if your goal is weight loss, getting in better shape, a better way to get into that mindset that's going to last longer is attaching a positive association. So you start thinking, okay, when I get that body, when I get fit, when I lose the weight, when I gain the weight or get the muscle, what am I going to wear? Like, whatever it is that you enjoy, if you enjoy fashion, okay, what am I going to wear when I get this body, when I get in shape? Where am I going to go? What am I going to do that's different? How am I going to show up? How am I going to feel better? Let yourself dream, let yourself daydream about what that's like, because that's a form of pleasure. And the more positive associations that you can attach to your goal, the higher likelihood you will achieve that outcome. It's just a better operating system. We have to replace our operating systems from operating from a place of self hatred to having a positive association to pleasure. Okay. This example even shows in marketing. Do you guys get targeted by ads that are basically marketed to your insecurities? Are you that kind of buyer? And those kinds of methods work, right? For a reason. What's up, Carly from North Carolina? What's up? Thanks for joining in. Okay. So when you think about marketing, right? And actually, this is the advice that I was given when I was trying to grow, my business, that I was like, this isn't going to work because I don't like to operate from that place. So why would I want to sell to people and market to them on that level? It's a low level. It's a low frequency of trying to market to people's pain points. Basically, you're trying to market to people's insecurities. You're trying to basically trigger them and then sell them a solution. That is a very common marketing tactic. Think about the beauty industry, right? And there is another way of marketing, which is what I personally want to bring into my work, which is pleasure marketing. Like, you're selling from a place of positivity, of a vision. You're not triggering people into buying. You're like share you're inviting them into a shared vision, into a shared positive outcome. It's through inspiration, aspiration, right? I feel like that's better. Okay. Happy Friday. Have a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Oh, yeah. Happy Memorial Day weekend, guys. I hope you guys have some fun plans. Okay. I'm new to this channel. You're very beautiful, pretty, and lovely. I also like your hair. Thanks. I'm definitely going to like and subscribe for you. Thanks for subscribing and liking this video. Everyone, please, let's like and subscribe. Thanks so much. Funny enough, Renee, my ads are geared towards someone else. I don't wear makeup or wear girl clothing. Okay, well, that was just one example of, where are we operating from? What is our operating system? What is our default state? Okay. Thanks for joining this live on TikTok and on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please go and subscribe on there. That's my main form of social media and where you're going to hear from me the most if you like topics like this. But yeah, you don't need to hate yourself to change your life. You don't need to live in that mode. You don't. I promise. Okay. So here are some common examples of how we demean ourselves and we don't even realize it. Okay. Constantly criticizing yourself. This is something you can train yourself out of. It's very common. It's not surprising if that's something that you do, but it is something that you can train yourself out of, especially your words. Catch yourself when you are talking negatively about yourself. It's okay. The first step is having awareness. Then, when you are becoming aware, you can become conscious enough to maybe stop once in a while, and then eventually you correct that habit. It takes time. Don't be hard on yourself, okay? All right. Thanks for joining today's live stream. Okay. Another example of how we get hard on ourselves and operate from this place of negativity and self hatred is punishing yourself into productivity. Guys, I'm guilty of this too. When you wake up in the morning, right? You open your eyes and then immediately you're like, shit, I have so much to do. Today is going to be so busy. And like, you start to overwhelm yourself. You're immediately waking up stressed, right? That happens. We punish ourselves into productivity. And then that's the vibe that we are waking up with. Like that's the vibe that we are starting our day with. Punishing ourselves into productivity, choosing into overwhelm. You can choose to opt out of doing things from a place of overwhelm, okay? Because a lot of times our circumstances don't change. It's our attitude that we have control over, that we can work on and approach our day with, right? I wake up and jump straight onto YouTube. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining today's live stream, okay? We're talking about changing our operating system and not operating from a place of self-hatred, but attaching a positive association to our goals because one, there's more longevity in that. There's more of a likelihood that you'll attain your goals from this place. And two, it's just more fun. It's just a better way to live life and feel, in a better mood, okay? Correcting that harsh inner dialogue, correcting that harsh inner talk. Sometimes one of the ways that we get hard on ourselves is we feel guilty when we take a break, when we rest. How often do you guys take a break from working? Are you somebody that's addicted to productivity? These are questions that you should ask yourself, okay? Because why? Why do we feel this guilt when we take a break, when we start resting? This is something I noticed last summer because my work gets very, very, very busy. And last summer, there was a lull, and it was like I didn't even know what to do with myself. And I started realizing that I feel weird when I'm at rest, when really we should normalize rest. Rest is natural in a cycle of productivity. And if you don't give yourself that break, how are you going to accomplish things? You know what I mean? And that's even relatable in fitness. In fitness, if you work out every day, that actually works against you. It works against your fitness goals because your body needs a break, right? Thanks for joining in on YouTube and on TikTok. If you are enjoying this live stream, subscribe to my channel. And if you're watching this on TikTok and you enjoy topics like this, tap the screen, leave a heart. We're talking about why you don't need to hate yourself to change your life. We're talking about changing our operating systems and attaching positive associations, positive visions to our goals so that we can have a stronger likelihood of attaining them, okay? So, tying your self-worth to appearance, achievement, relationships, or perfection is a common way that we self-sabotage because your worth is separate from all of those things. Have you heard the affirmation? This is a really common one. I am worthy just because I exist. That's a really powerful affirmation because you are detaching yourself from things that are external. And your appearance, your achievements, your relationships become a separate entity. They don't mean anything about who you are as a person. They are just one element of your life. All right. It's true you need time for muscle recovery. I thought I go work out every single day. I I'm guilty of that too, and I started taking rest days, which is actually harder. I'm actually like, I love working out, like just for my mental health. So it's harder for me to take a break than it is to stick to a workout routine. And I had to train myself into taking rest days, and it makes a difference in your physique. You need to give your body time to recover. Okay. Okay, let me know what you guys think about today's topic. If you're new here, subscribe, leave a like on this live stream. We're talking about changing our operating system so that we don't operate from a place of self hatred and shame. It sounds like a strong statement that most people operate from this place of self hatred and shame in attaining their goals, but it's true. It's true. And I'm going to talk about why. Self hatred does not actually create sustainable transformation. That's why I'm talking about it today, because if you can change this, you have more of a likelihood of longevity in your goals. And you're going to need that staying power. You're going to need that longevity if you really are about what it is that you say you want to do, that you want to accomplish. Okay. Self hatred usually creates resistance, anxiety, burnout, and avoidance. Okay? That's why we want to change it. You cannot shame yourself into a peaceful life. You cannot. I had a video one time. I'm going to try to find it and attach it in my links after this live stream gets posted on my channel about how hating yourself doesn't get you closer to your goals. And it's like subconsciously we believe this. We believe that hating ourselves will get us closer. It will give us more energy if we do that. It's a weird self-sabotaging behavior that we have. Hey, thanks for joining today's live stream. This is a personal development and wellness channel. So if you like topics like this, subscribe. I'm trying to be more consistent about my live streams. So self-hatred is extremely common, okay? Think about, okay, especially where women are concerned. This is primarily a women's wellness channel, but it's almost like I've been, I don't know if this happened to you. You guys let me know in the chat. But I've personally, and I notice it happens especially in groups where it's almost like something that we do to bond to each other, where we complain, right? We complain, we vent. And one of those things that we do when we are complaining is we point out our insecurities. So, how it normally goes in a group dynamic is one person, like say you're going out with like your girlfriends, right? You go out and you're in the bathroom, you're having your kiki, and you're looking in the mirror, you guys are taking it in, doing your makeup. I'm painting the picture for you guys. I'm sharing a scene, right? And then one person in the group looks in the mirror and they start, talking down on themselves. Oh, I don't like my outfit today. Uh, and then the next person, oh, my hair. Oh, my skin looks like shit. Like you just kind of all go around and you're like picking yourselves apart because there was one person, and it becomes like a domino effect because you guys are all sharing energy. But what's really happening is that you're just trying to relate, right? That's how we form community. That's how we build bonds, by how relatable we are to people. So it's almost weird when you don't share that attitude, but somebody has to break that pattern. Somebody has to break that pattern of picking themselves apart. And the reason that we tend to not do this is because we want to protect our bond. We want to have a form of community, and if that means feeling insecure, if that means talking down about yourself when you really didn't feel that way, then that's what you're going to do. But the thing is that if you're doing that initially as a form to relate to other people, what happens? You literally end up believing that those insecurities are true about yourself. Like you actually start to feel insecure, even if at first you were just doing it or saying it to, relate to the people around you. Eventually, you actually start to believe those things because your words hold power. Okay. And you're going to adopt that attitude because you want to fit in with the group. There are so many things that happen in group dynamics that I find really, really interesting. But yeah, this is one example of how self-hatred is extremely common, and it's something that you can choose to opt out of. But You have to become conscious enough to decide that it's worth maybe being a little bit different. It's worth maybe feeling ostracized because at the end of the day, it's your life and your attitude, your perceptions affect your life. All right. Let me know if you guys know what I mean and if this has happened to you. Right. Okay. Right. By being negative to each other. Yeah, exactly. It becomes a form that we bond, complaining. Um, all right. What is your work? I'm a life and health coach. This is a personal development and wellness channel. Thanks for joining in. Normally, I'm here for longer, but I only had a few minutes today. So I'm happy that you guys caught this. If you missed the beginning, watch it from the beginning, and I'm going to talk about this topic again. Don't worry. We're only just getting started. Make sure that you subscribe. I'm trying to live stream a lot more often, even if I only have a short time. I'm still trying to challenge myself. All right. Bye. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you follow me if you want to catch a live stream again. Don't be shy. Leave a like on the live stream if you're watching this in the replay. Leave a like on TikTok. All right. Peace out. Have a great Memorial Day weekend. All right. Be safe. Don't go. I know. I only had a short time today. I'm going to be back. Make sure that you subscribe.